welcome to the Album Man, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Halestorm's new album, The Strange Case Of. And as you can see here, this is the deluxe edition, so features different album artwork to, I think this is the original album artwork. So, just before we get into this album, I would just like to say something about, I did a track review of the single Love Bites, So Do I. And in that I compared Halestorm to Paramore and Verso Merge. And after listening to this album, yeah, I agree with people who commented that it was a silly comparison. And, you know, it's like comparing Led Zeppelin and Metallica. They really are just two completely different bands, and yeah, I take my comparison back. So anyway, this is Halestorm's second studio album, and it was released on the 9th of April 2012, so a few days ago. And if you don't know who Halestorm are, they consist of Lizzie Hale on vocals, rhythm guitar and keyboards, Ari J. Hale, her brother, on drums, Joe Hottinger on lead guitar, and Josh Smith on bass. So let's go through the track listing. Love Bites, So Do I, Miss Hyde, I Miss the Misery, Freak Like Me, Beautiful With You, In Your Womb, Break In, Rock Show, Daughters of Darkness, You Call Me a Bitch Like It's a Bad Thing, American Boys, Here's to Us. Okay, so that's the track listing, and so this album opens up with the single Love Bites, but So Do I. And as I've said before, I did a track review of this, and I thought it was a decent song at the time, but nothing particularly special. Well, I was wrong. Playing it loud on a great hi-fi, it sounds phenomenal and has such a catchy chorus. I think it is the best track on the album, and it's just spectacular. It certainly shows Lizzie Hale to be one of the greatest female vocalists, if not the greatest in my opinion. And yeah, I think she is the Dio of female vocalists, and certainly one of the best modern vocalists just overall, along with Chris Robertson of Blackstone Cherry, who she's collaborated with before, and Brent Smith of Shinedown, who she has also collaborated with before. She just has a power and aggression in her voice that just is really good and suits the songs and style perfectly. So anyway, wonderful song, great way to start an album. Then we get to Miss Hyde. Now this starts with a weird electric voice saying Mrs. Hyde. And when I heard it, I thought, oh god, is this going to have electronic music in and be electronically influenced? But trust me, it isn't. It's proper metal with fantastic chorus, and it's just so good. It's probably the heaviest song on the album. I would say definitely, especially the chorus, but it's one of my faves from the album. Wonderful song. And then the end of this song, it sort of goes into the beginning of I Miss the Misery, which again, it just blows you away, especially with her vocals and the chorus. I think these really are some of the best songs in modern metal. I mean, forget all, you know, of that other, you know, sort of stuff you see on Kerrang, like Black Veil Bride and stuff. This is how it should be. And it's classic metal with a modern twist. I mean, for a metal fan, there just isn't anything you can't love. The only thing missing in general to this band, which I think they will improve on in the future, is some really good guitar. There aren't really any memorable riffs or solos, to be honest, throughout the album. Not to say there aren't any solos, there are, but nothing particularly like, wow, you know. It's not like Alter Bridge. Okay, then we get to Freak Like Me, which is another cracking song with a catchy as hell chorus, and beautiful, but yet aggressive as hell vocals. If the rest of the album continued like this, then to be honest, it would destroy Flying Colours as favourite to be album of the year, and be one of the great metal albums. But unfortunately it does take a turn for mediocrity, and it shows signs of getting back on its feet, and it does have some other really good songs, but it's not as good as the opening 3 songs would show. So it gets Beautiful With You. Now I'm not complaining about this song because it's a ballad. I'm a massive ballad fan, but it's just a pretty mediocre song. I mean, it's certainly not bad. I do like it. It sounds very like an album track, which it is, but it's just very album tracky, if you know what I mean. Then we get to In Your Womb, and this showcases her voice nicely, and it's quite a beautiful little ballad, but it's just a bit too flat. It sounds more like something like Nickelback's Photograph than something like Shinedown's What a Shame. It's not a bad song, but you know, I've seen better ballads from Shinedown and Amaryllis just the other week, so not too impressive at all. And then to complete the trilogy of ballads in a row, we have Break In. Now this is the best ballads of the bunch. Her voice is simply stunning on this song. I think it is the best vocal performance of the year so far. It also gently builds this lovely piano melody which I think she plays, and it finishes in a great climax. It really is a special song. Then we get to Rock Show, where Halestorm turned the volume back up a bit. I mean, this isn't exactly Miss Hyde, and it sort of starts out with a, you know, I'm not comparing it, but it does have a sort of Verso Merge vibe on the first verse odd, but then it goes into proper Halestorm, and I'd say overall it's a good anthem rock song. Not as good as Miss Hyde or Love Bites, but it's a good album rock song that I imagine will be really good live. Okay, then we get to Daughters of Darkness. Now this is one of the highlights of the album. Even though personally I don't like the aggressive na 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 at the beginning that much, but it's just so good and heavy, I can forgive the rocky intro. Again, another spellbinding chorus, and definitely, as I've said, one of the best on the album and an absolute highlight. And this is just Halestorm back at 11, which is where I think they are at their best. Phenomenal. It's quite interesting. They're very much the opposite of Shinedown in the way that I think Shinedown are at their best when doing ballads like The Crow and the Butterfly, Second Chance, but Halestorm are at their best when they do heavy stuff like Love Bites, Miss Hyde, Daughter of Darkness. Yeah, great. So, then we get to You Call Me a Bitch Like It's a Bad Thing, which is another, it's just a kick-ass song, and to be honest, just carries on the great melodic metal that, you know, we have on show here. Great song. Then American Boys. Now this isn't half as good as the two songs preceding it, even though it does have a nice riff and a great reference to Your Sharp Dressed, has a great reference, and it's from the lyric Your Sharp Dressed Man Like ZZ, which, if you don't get it, is obviously a reference to ZZ Top's Sharp Dressed Man from the album Eliminator, which I have here. Good old Eliminator, great album. But even with a reference to such a great album and great song, this song isn't anything like it. It's a lackluster, to be honest, especially the chorus. It's alright, nothing bad about it, just nothing particularly good. And then the last track of the album finishes on a ballad called Here to Us, which very strangely reminds me of the type of song you'd find on Leonard Skinner's God and Guns. It's a great ballad, a nice way to finish the album, but it isn't particularly memorable, opposed to things like Love Bites, Miss Hyde and Daughters of Darkness. So, in conclusion, it's a great metal album, and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. A solid album with some exceptional songs, but it does have some things I would consider filler and some weaker songs. Still, I really enjoyed it and will continue to follow Halestorm in the future. So if you're a Halestorm fan, buy this album, you'll enjoy it. And if you're a metal fan, yeah, you'll probably find stuff on here you'll really enjoy and enjoy it as a whole. Will this be album of the year? Probably not, but it certainly might well get in my top 5, top 10. Great album. Oh, and also, the deluxe edition, if you're wondering, has 3 bonus tracks: Don't Know How to Stop, Private Parts featuring James Michael of 6am, and Hate It When You See Me Cry. Don't Know How to Stop is definitely the highlight of the bonus tracks. Personally, I don't like James Michael's voice, and I think Private Parts is a dreadful song. I'm pleased that was cut, to be honest. And Hate It When You See Me Cry is a pretty nice ballad, but for £1 extra, yeah, I definitely recommend getting it, to be honest. Just for the 3 tracks, you know, 3 more tracks for £1, yeah. So anyway, this has been the Album Man. Comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and as usual, long live rock and roll.